Alright guys, I have been promising this video for a long time, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to record the whole thing and then try to find an editing program either for my phone or for my basically dead computer and try to upload it. Look at my nails, they're Christmassy, sparkly green. I tuck this in because I tend to mess up a lot of things. And I'm really sad because normally my face base would be Bobbi Brown. But I really like this one, and it's Maybelline Master Prime and LA Colors Face Primer. Not too bad. So we're just gonna load it up. Like, load it up. And I feel like these are the parts where probably a lot of people skip. So that's why I decided to do story time. And I guess we'll start, well, we have to start kind of in Virginia. So my kids that were adopted and my grandparents moved to Virginia, and I just got dropped off there. Had nowhere to go, had to stay in a homeless shelter. My husband was beating the crap out of me, and one day he was about to hit me and I was up against a wall and some guy stopped him. And I knew the guy a little bit, and they kicked him out. And I'm like, that's not fair. So Josh is coming back, like, he's just gonna do it again. Like, what the hell? And so I just packed up all my shit and I was like, we're homeless. So we slept under a bridge. Little did we know that a train goes by 3 times and it honks every single time. That was fun. And now I am out of Born This Way. I'm out of I have a little Dior left. I'm out of basically all my favorites. But there's a little life left in this, so we're gonna use this. And then, so from there, we actually had found a tent, and we just kind of like walked 30 feet from because the homeless shelter also feeds you, like 2 meals a day, breakfast and then whatever. I think it's dinner. So for lunch, you're kind of on your own. And so we had a YMCA pass, we would take showers and everything, and I had a friend doing my laundry at the homeless shelter because they wouldn't let me because, you know, I wasn't staying there, which is kind of messed up. So then we were there an hour early, and I swear it was the coldest day. Like, first of all, I'm sleeping in November in a tent in Virginia in the woods. So it's cold. And I called my dad and I was like, I want to take it to Florida. And he's like, Emma, where in Florida? And I'm like, well, my sister works in Florida, even though we don't talk to each other. Pensacola. So at first, this guy thought I was crazy, and he wasn't going. So I was like, fine, I'll raise the money. And, you know, well, it was the day before we were supposed to leave, and then he wanted to go. So I couldn't go ask my dad for another ticket because it had went up like crazy. Like, I think it was like $300. So we just started hustling, man. Like, we were panhandling like mofos. And then we get there, and he's like, oh, so where are we staying? Where's the homeless shelter? All this stuff. And I'm like, I don't know. I was just gonna wing it. And I was like, I'm kidding. My dad's getting us a hotel for a couple days till we figure this out. Eventually, we did figure it out. And the bus drops you like, I think it's like 25 miles away from, it's a Greyhound bus, from where we needed to be. So some random people came knocking on our door, and they were like, I can get you approved for checks that will help you. get where you need to go. You just give it to the cab driver. We own that too. And then whatever. So now I have to pay that back years later. So that's fun. Yeah. So that's kind of how that went. And then what else happened? Oh my God. By the way, it was probably one of the best times of my life. Just for the freedom of being away from my husband, who is just so controlling, so abusive, so everything. And then my husband and I, we had lived in a house, and I come to find out that the house got raided, and I was on national news. And that was December. So, me being the good Samaritan I am, I turned myself in. I feel like we're a little high. There we go. And they have 29 days to extradite you. They came the day before I would have been released. I was like, really, dude? And then I was on a bus where you have no, toothbrush, no nothing. You're in the equivalent of, this much space with one other person, and you have to sleep underneath, and they have to sleep on top of bucket seats. So that's uncomfortable, so I chose the bottom. And after 15 days, we did a 3-day layover in Kentucky. And then I finally made it to the jail I was supposed to be at. And there was no case on me. I basically did nothing wrong, but because I wouldn't talk or take a plea at first, the day of the trial, they said that a cop came forward saying that I did this, this, and this. And I wanted to fight it, but since it's a pro bono case, which means every attorney has to take so many a year to keep their license, she didn't give a shit about my case. So she basically just said, fuck it, take the case, take the plea, it'll be on your record forever. It's gonna stop you from going into law school, which is what I wanted to do. I still haven't figured out if that's going to be forever, or if the expungement can happen, because that was the only reason I signed it, was because they said it could be expunged. But now I'm hearing that it might not be. But Florida was beautiful. Florida was great. There's a lot of weed smoking. There's a lot of... They had this, ferry for Christmas, and I would just ride around in it with a Santa hat on. And it's, a full-fledged car, and it would just go in circles around the city. And then we'd go to Panama, because we met this rich guy, and his wife left him, so he would take me and I didn't want to say his name, to Panama every weekend, and just party. He'd be bitching to guy I'm not naming about his wife leaving him, and how, we're so cute and romantic and in love or whatever, and he wants a girl like me, and I'm kind of sounds like he's flirting with me through you. He would make weird things. It was weird. And at that point, that was when I found out I was arrested, and I'm I'm getting out of this situation. I always have love for Jeremy, though. But here's where the story gets interesting. So, my neighbor from that house, who knew the situation and knew that I really wasn't a bad person, and that I was basically forced there, at the house that got raided, because my husband, he came and visited me where I was being held, and he had to put up $5,000, and he got me out. And then it wasn't expected because of the age difference, at the time he was 53 and I was 23. Now we're 58 and 28. We're getting old. And we just had Penny 15 months ago. And this is a dream, man. Like, he gave me a life that I didn't think I was deserving of. And all sorts of other stuff. Sorry. And then I think I'm gonna save the funny, like, cause like I lived in a meth house. That's the house that my husband thought was a good idea. And I have really funny stories, like, of them panicking when it got raided, of Mike, the one that went to prison for a while, not my Mike, went and caught the house on fire and decided not to tell anyone until we came out of the room and was like, "What? Is there a fire?" Like, and it was like all the way up the wall in the kitchen. Because I guess he thought that he could boil gasoline or the ethanol, or I don't know how you make it. I'm just telling you, I was there. And then I went to wake up the one daughter, and she's like, "If it's not at the roof, I don't care if the house is on fire." And I'm like, Jesus, girl, I thought I had sleep issues. But yeah, that's that story. It's like, I don't know, it's crazy. And you know what else is crazy? No one else from that house that knew everything that was going on would visit me, accept my phone calls. I'm looking at makeup right now. They basically abandoned me, and they did the same thing to Mike, who ended up serving 5 years. Granted, he told the judge that as long as they protected Lila, which was his girlfriend, that she would get immunity. And eventually, down the road, she got hers, so if I just missed, I'm gonna be so... I did. Did you see that? This is horrible. This is a disaster. And that was horrible because every single one of my palettes just fell on the camera. Yeah. Baby wipes to the rescue. It's not gonna come out, is it? It's a little better. I just need to like, you know those things when you're getting your hair done? I just need to like, ta-da, I am a mess. And I don't know if you noticed, I really, really big eyebrows. Alright, let's see what else we can talk about from my past. I think we're actually good on that. The only other thing is every single person, and I know it's gonna sound crazy, every single person in that house was lied to. Like, Lila would tell my husband that she loved him. She clearly told Mike that she loved him because she needed a scapegoat, and she knew he would say, "Oh yeah, it's all mine." Try to like show how big in California he is. Because that was his thing. He was from California, and he was this big gangster, and whatever. So, yeah. And he did the 5 years, and I just found out recently I don't talk to him because he tried to talk to me, and I was like, "Are you still on the stuff?" He said, "Yeah." I said, "All right, bye, Felicia." Um, and I explained I can't talk to him if he's still doing that because, I got a baby, and honestly, I just don't want the drama. Like, there's so much drama involved in drugs, it's insane. I think I'm gonna do like a full-fledged lash, but I would need to cut a little bit off the end. Looks good. Okay. I love putting the magnetic glue stuff on, and then I found this stuff at Sephora. It's brush strip lash adhesive, and once you let the magnetic part dry, it's okay. I'm gonna do a wing. These suckers stick. Turdur. Oh man, I'm gonna kill myself. I forgot to put this on. So that's the wrong one. Oh wait, I need more of that before I do that. I have ADHD really bad, and I'm working on it. Really am. Okay. Round 2. Fight. Oh my god. And then one time we thought we saw a cop behind us. And we're just gonna call him Cali Mike because that makes more sense in my mind. Cali Mike was like, well, let's see if it's a cop or not. Fucking floors it. But I think what gave it away was that we had 2 houses and no one had a job. And we had 11 people living in our house, I'm not gonna lie. Before Mike's parents moved into the other house eventually, and then we moved back into that house, and there was Kenny, Sarah, Michaela, Miranda, their boyfriends, me and Josh, and then Leela and Mike. That's 10 so far. And then Josh Allison moved in. Ooh, in Louisiana. I never really knew his name, but yeah. So it's a lot of people. There's never any food. So I lost an insane amount of weight. And I got really good at eating bread balls. And what you do is you just kind of roll up a ball of bread and eat it because you're starving. And I'm really starting to like, it's Clinique High Impact Mascara. Cause you ever get there ain't no wispies over here? And you're trying to force them? Ooh, and another one, I thought I hated Gucci. But I can use it for my under eyes. But first I want to put... If I could quit crying, that would be great. I just cried, by the way. It's not because of anything I'm talking about. Ooh, and buy this on Amazon. It's $1 and there's only 30. But, after you take your lashes off and you wipe your eye, it takes everything off. Glue, everything. It's so amazing. So I was trying to decide what color I want to do today. And I did a really, really cool, like, green moment yesterday. And I'm kind of feeling like that's what I want to do today. And I know I did it backwards. I put my lashes on first. I forgot. But you guys are going to be like, Emma, green. What the hell? Wait. Just wait. It's going to be amazing. Okay, that's the first color. It's really hard to do with lashes on. I wish I wouldn't have been mumbling about random ass meth houses. On the bright side, if you Google it, it says it was the biggest distributors and manufacturing of methamphetamine in southern Ohio. And then they got our pictures in like one here, one here, one here, one here, one here, one here. And I didn't even have half of it. And then when I got my discovery pack, I laughed. And the lady got very upset about it. And I'm like, well, when there's a bunch of lies. The green's not showing up as much today. There we go. So this would definitely be like I'm going to a Christmas party. Or the day of Christmas if you want to take some bomb ass pictures. Alright, let me wipe this off. Somebody could have told me this fell off. Come on, guys. Now, my favorite part about this whole thing is I have it's Kat Von D. And it has the prettiest shimmery green. Well, all their colors are really shimmery and amazing. Watch this shit. Doesn't that just bring it together? Sometimes I have to redo my brows, but I'm gonna bring it down because I want to make a wing. Yeah, so now I gotta fix my eyebrows a little bit. Another funny story is I actually did Lila's schoolwork, and I got her on the dean's list, which I'm sure she didn't end up finishing college, but it was for criminal history was the ones I was dealing with, and that's what made me interested in criminal justice because I was doing so well in it. Like, to make the dean's list, it was great, and it was Arizona State, but it was the online campus. I don't know if that makes a difference. I clearly don't. I have no idea. Alright, wipe that off, and now I gotta make a wing. Now, Lord knows I struggle with my wings. I also struggle with keeping things in place. I use the e.l.f. one. So if there's one that is better, y'all let me know. I did it! Kinda. Yeah, it looks fine. I hate that. And now I just messed everything up. Q-tips, please. I want it to be really dramatic, but it just kind of keeps turning out little. There we go, do it that way. Don't ask what I just said. It'll make sense in a minute. That's better. Oh well, when I put on mascara, I'll fix it. Hopefully, and I'm down to like 0 in mascara, so I don't know what I'm gonna do. Why me? Wait, that's brown. My 15-month is going. My wings are completely different. I'm so mad. Ooh, and does anyone have any tips on how to line? Like when I got dentures, my top lip disappeared, which is fine if you don't want a top lip, whatever. I would like one, please, but what are you gonna do? I also remember vividly as a child, I only have one friend, by the way. I mean, since childhood, her name's Jen. She has a YouTube too, but she doesn't use it except for rock concerts. And I remember this fight we got into, and it was over somebody threw away a dollhouse in the trash. And, like, I wanted the one that wasn't a farmhouse because who the fuck wants a farmhouse? And it escalated to the point where my mom walked over there and made her give me it to me. And I've always felt bad for that. And I've never told her that. But I guess she'll know now if she actually watches my videos. She said that she doesn't like when I do just makeup, get ready with me because I'm not being authentic to myself, which I agree. I would like to share my story with you guys so that no one ever has to go through it, because it was like the beginning of November. Well, no, the beginning, mid-October, I got to Virginia. And 3 days later, I was out in the cold in sleeping bags in a tent, shivering my ass off. And, yeah, if you don't have to, don't make those mistakes, man. Like, go to school. Don't try drugs. Like, just the normal stuff that you would hear from, like, a PTA parent or something is what I'm trying to give you right now. And I think I'm going to do a little shimmer under my eye, but I don't know if that's too much. Wow, that was weird. My whole blue just came out. Yeah, like that. Oh, yeah. Work, girl. I swear, if I was a boy, I would be a drag queen. Can I be a drag queen with being a girl? Educate me, people. Alright, now for the lip. Now, I don't really have any green, funky, fun colors. By the way, I tortured my lips and I used the lip injection first. I wipe it off before I put anything else on because you can't really line your lips with this stuff. As I found out. And it seems like I've gotten used to the burn. I don't really see effects. It's odd. Alright, now I'm gonna cool down. Y'all thought I was gonna leave it like that, didn't you? I just don't want nothing falling off. I don't know if makeup's safe for babies. I'm assuming it ain't. Also, does anyone else live on Mountain Dew? Like, it's literally a problem with how much I go through. It's ridiculous. I can tell that this lip plumping stuff is like not working anymore because I just loaded it on and got nothing. Alright, I'm thinking maybe a nude lip since this is crazy. Or a red holiday lip. But that might be too much. Alright, let's try it. Just a little bit. Is that too much? I think the color I used is good. It's Sephora lip powder. What the? So is it in there and then I shake it? I don't know how this works. Alright. So I'm going to line it real quick and then I might add a little more red because I love red. And I can cover red and what was the other color? It's, what is it? This by Kylie Jenner. Those two I can seem to halfway make it look like it's really my lip. Alright, let's try it in the red. And this is a red. I think the only way I could get away from that with this is if I was legitimately going to a Christmas party. Which makes me sad. So what I'm gonna do, really thought that that would bring it down a little bit. It did not. Alright. Round 2, fight. Now, the problem with this is I have no liner for my... I wonder if, like, I'm not going to do it, but I wonder if, like, a lip liner and... Never mind. I was going to use an eyelight, like an eyebrow thing, but... Ta-da! I don't want it to look like I had lipstick all over me. Alright. Oh my god, I almost forgot. Girl, the most important step. How are you gonna do me like that? Don't worry, I rub all this in. So everybody freaking out right now. You just need to calm your britches. Tell me that's not drag queen. It's amazing. I wish I could show you how good it looks. Hold on. I freaking love it. I need to maybe go a little lighter right there, but I love it. Wait till the hair comes.